Shake the confessions, don't stir them. The Shaken Confession Podcast, where we spill the tea, okay?
What's up, you guys? Today is the Frozé. So the drink of the day is rosé, ice, fruit of your choice. Today we decided to use some raspberries, simple syrup, blend it up. Nice summer drink, very trendy for the summers. A bar in New York really started this drink. So yeah, let's cheers for the day, ladies.
Let's go for it.
Yay.
Cheers.
Nice
cheers.
and tasty. All right.
Yeah, I like it.
I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Kick back outside and drink that for the day.
Right, a little pool party or something, you know?
You look like you're dressed for the pool today.
I do, don't I? Nice and casual.
Yes. How you doing today, Mimi?
I'm good. I can't complain. How about y'all ladies?
Doing good.
Yeah,
Doing great.
also can't complain. What's going on?
So this Barbie craze that's going on right now has been nuts, right? It's all over the media. It's all over any fast food chain you see out there, any like department stores. Everything is pink. Everything is Barbie. What do you guys?
Including you.
Yeah, today's me, Barbie. What do you guys feel? Have you guys seen the movie?
I have not seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I haven't
wasn't
seen it
planning
either.
on
I was going to say,
seeing
I had
it.
no intentions on seeing it.
I heard it's more for adults than it is for kids.
Really?
You guys heard? Yeah, definitely.
I definitely get mixed reviews on it. Like, not really reviews like people are reviewing to me, but mixed, like hearing different people say, like half the people will say, oh, it's, subliminals in there and it's really, targeting after a younger generation. And then you have some that are just like, it's women empowerment and it's this and it's that. So I really get both sides of it. So I personally can't pick a side because I haven't seen it and don't really know. But in this world that we live in, I think hypersensitivity does play a huge role in how some people have their perspectives on watching things, but it's also PG-13, so it's like that does mean 13 and up.
Right.
So, be mindful of that. Don't take your 5-year-old because it wasn't meant for your 5-year-old. But then it's hard too because it's like how you see or hear about cartoons will have certain messages, but it's masked in a cartoon. So how do you tell a child you can't go see the Barbie movie
when you've been playing with
Barbies?
Especially.
Did you guys play with Barbies?
I did, and that's
did
why I'm
too.
so upset that I really don't want to see it. Like, I was a definite Barbie girl. So I really have no interest, but I guess to see the subliminals that they have, I'll peep it out.
Oh, they've already signed on for part 2.
Did they?
Well, it's doing good then.
Yeah.
Right.
Sales is up.
Sales is up. Go ahead.
All right.
I just
so,
my mind completely like
Drew a blank.
Yep.
so today we're just going to really touch on hot topics. So our next topic, have you guys heard about the Carly Russell kidnapping story? Do you guys know anything about that?
Barely.
So let me tell you, this chick got off work. I believe she was like in the nursing fields. She's driving on the freeway. She stops and calls 911 and says she sees a toddler like walking along the freeway. There's no toddler, you guys. So she gets out the car, leaves her phone, wig in the car, like put her emergency lights on and just goes into the woods. She's missing for 49 hours and then just pops up at her parents' house saying like she was kidnapped and she escaped. And there was nothing, no kidnapping, no toddler on the freeway.
I
So what?
heard
I
all
don't
that
understand.
part, but the part that I didn't really hear of is how did they figure out that she was lying? Do you know?
So just based off their, like, they tracked all of her steps. And then I want to say she probably just confessed or, she was talking to her parents and just the investigation.
Has she
it just
been
didn't
drinking?
add up. You would think she was off 10 Frozés.
Right.
But
Listen, just off the aspect of her being an African American woman and pulling a card like that, we already up against so much. And especially in the trafficking and kidnapping with minors, like all that combined in one, like she set us back.
she did, and we used so many resources to find her. So now she's like has 2 charges against her. Both of them she can be like in prison for a year each. Because, like we could use those resources for a child who's actually missing.
What
or a person
city,
who's actually missing.
What city was it in?
Good question. I don't really remember.
I don't remember, but I want to say, was it like the South or Midwest or something like that?
I believe so. But yeah, that was
That's nuts. That's so crazy. Why? What was this? No one knows the reason behind it.
So a reason that I have heard, I think she was trying to get her ex-boyfriend's attention.
Oh,
which
hell.
is so
Always out of man.
outlandish, isn't it?
Always over a man.
Always. Women do the craziest things to get someone's attention.
That's how wars get started.
Yeah,
Okay?
I don't
Look up in history books.
Seriously, I personally don't feel like she should be charged. I feel like the public shame and embarrassment is enough. She got fired from her job as well because they were pissed off, like worried about her. Do you think
The extravagance that she went to
she
do it?
Throw the book at her.
Right.
She did go
she needs
really
to get.
far.
There's got to be some kind of legal action, a little bit.
Maybe some.
But she wanted some media attention, definitely.
And
She
here's
did.
the thing: if you want attention, there's so many things you can do, especially now with social media.
OnlyFans, right?
Right. You could get on. You could.
OnlyFans.
You know what I'm saying? Get naked on the gram if you wanted to.
Right.
Like that's a hell of a lot of attention. There's so many things you could do, but to make up a story,
A whole kidnapping story.
and you disappeared, like maybe block him and turn off your location and make him think you're kidnapped. But why did the world need to be involved in that scenario?
And this was the one case where like the entire world was heavily involved. The searches were heavy searching for her. So
I don't know. I didn't hear about this. But
No?
I didn't hear about it. I know.
Well, I mean, you're not really up on like watching blogs and stuff like that. So I mean,
I guess so. Yeah.
are you tapped into the shade room?
I mean, I follow them, but it's not like it's not on my algorithm where it comes up every day.
Okay.
You know,
they're like, she don't watch this, so we'll
Yeah.
watch it on her feed.
right. It's not the first thing that pops up. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I feel like that's my source sometimes to like tap into the world is like I'll just get on there to look. I mean, the news is so different now, like with just media and how it's a whole lot of like you see what we want you to see type of scenarios that I don't even like watching the news. And plus
Right.
it's
I hate
depressing as
watching
hell.
very.
You're going to get up at 5 a.m., start your day
Right.
with negativity,
Right.
with chaos, with crime. And not that we don't need to know that that's going on, but it's like they really shine a light on that kind of stuff. And then there's no like get back to say like, well, in better news, like a community activist did this. And you know what I mean? So I really definitely don't watch the news.
I don't watch
but
the news at all.
Here and there, I'll like look at blogs and stuff just to see what's going on. But I like to, there's a lot of like people who do their own news shows and they are on like, you know, Twitter or they're on YouTube or things like that. I like doing it from people like that who have like world coverage because we get so tapped into just like American news where it's like, y'all know it's hella other countries out there.
Right,
There's some other continents that's doing some things too. And, you know, so, but.
What do you guys feel about talking about politics at the bar?
It always happens, and I'm always willing to talk. And my brother tells me I shouldn't talk about politics at the bar or in the barbershop when I'm with him.
Right.
But it's something you can't avoid.
I usually tell people no. It just
Do
it turns
you?
into fights usually. People
Okay.
get it in too heated discussions, and I'm like, I don't have time to deal with that as well as take care of everybody else.
See,
you
and
know?
I can deal with opposing views, and usually whoever I'm conversing with can as well. So I try not to get too deep, but I'll keep it pretty surface level for, you know, the sake of conversation.
Yeah. Me, for sure, like, you have to have a level of, you know, I don't want to say it rude, but a certain level of education to even talk to me about intelligence to talk to me about politics, for sure. Because a lot of people just hopped in when, like, Trump came in and being president, and it's like, yeah, he did some crazy stuff. Yeah, he did some stuff that's not in the norm, that's not the way it's ran. But at the end of the day, if you don't know basic politics, how they work, how they operate, you really can't have a conversation with me.
Right.
Because they're going to be like, oh, yeah, tomorrow they're going to just go to everybody's house and take away this. Like, no, there's actually steps before that happens. There's things that, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to hear all the crazy hoorah of politics if you don't know the basics of how it works. And if you don't know other countries have their own governments and own money systems and things are changing. Do you know economics? Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that you have to know to really. So me, I just be like, yeah, that's crazy. That's usually how I just brush it off because if I get going, then everybody's like, oh, you're just a Miss Know-It-all. Like, nah, I just actually read the books in school, and like I know, and I've been in politics before the last 8 years.
You're in politics?
Just following it.
Oh.
I'm very big on state level, city levels, because that's what affects us the most. Everybody looks at the White House, and it's like, by the time it's there, it's too late.
It's watered down.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not on a state level, and like if you can't name to me who your city council members are, who's in your school, don't have a conversation with me. Because them is the people who are going to go to the White House.
Right.
And if you didn't stop them at the state level, don't talk to me when they get to that Fed level.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of those conversations happen when we're working during the day as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll have the TVs on and the news. So I'm glad I haven't worked a day bar job in a while, so we can just kind of avoid all of that.
Right. It's the private events for me.
Right. Seriously.
Well, on a lighter topic, back into this, crazy celebrity stuff. Did you guys see that Cardi B situation where she was in Vegas?
Oh, like this.
Yes.
I did see that one.
Yeah.
Did
So, well, here's the thing. So I'm hearing that she previously before that was telling fans to throw water on her because she was hot. So there's clips of her right before that where she's like, I'm hot. Throw some water on my ass and whoop, whoop. And so they're throwing like water on her, and she's like letting it drip on her and things like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't give the fan a benefit of the doubt or not. Like, oh, maybe she was trying to do the same thing, but she looks like she threw liquor. So I could see probably maybe that's where the line was like, hey, like that's not water. Why you throwing your drink on me?
Right.
And maybe that was like way after when it was like no more. I don't know, but.
I
She
didn't
chucked
see
that mic.
I didn't see that she was telling people to throw water on her, and that's...
I also saw she threw the mic again somewhere, like
The day before.
right?
Did she?
Yeah.
At her DJ. Because so
her
I
own
don't know, maybe she was
people.
PMSing that week, y'all.
It was just like-
it could have been that time.
She had no
lady time.
Frozé.
Right. Completely sober.
Yeah, I think like the DJ, she was performing, and at the end of her song, he like dropped the music. So like when DJs will drop the music so the audience can sing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that wasn't planned for them, and he just did it on his own. So right after, she walked off and was like, "Bam!" right at the DJ booth.
Can you
She's
imagine?
a little hostile that
Can you imagine
weekend.
bartending in some of this? Well, I've had things thrown at me, but
Have you?
Oh, I have not.
Me either. Only money.
I'm coming across that bar.
well,
Throw
it
something
was-
at me.
they were
Today
mad.
might
They
be
were
my
mad.
last
Not at me.
day.
They were just mad in
Yes.
general. But yeah,
What
I've
if they
had-
throw like a drink?
yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's awful.
What's the story behind that? Like, why?
They were just really upset with the situation that they were having with their other person that was at the bar, and they just got mad and they threw the drink and it came right at me.
Oh, so it wasn't like directly at you.
No, it wasn't directly
You
at
was
me.
in the crossfire.
Yeah, I got the crossfires, but still.
Well, they would have got a crossfire of, a bottle being
For
chucked that way. Like,
sure.
oops, it slipped out of my hand. Sorry.
Did you or the other bartender go around the bar and?
I
whip
was the
their
only
ass?
bartender there. They got kicked out immediately.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, do not throw
Please don't throw
liquor, any type of drink at your bartender.
That's so rude.
That's rude as hell. Hell
and
nah.
liable for you to get your ass whipped. But also, I was seeing people say, like, what if that was acid that was being thrown at Cardi? Like, she
Yeah.
had the right to
Right.
throw the mic
Bleach,
or
any kind of stuff,
anything.
Anything
yeah.
where it's like throwing liquid or spitting on something. Like, there's just certain things that
Yeah,
are just
boundaries
so
that you don't
disrespectful.
cross.
And that's been a big thing I've been seeing is fans are throwing a lot of stuff on stage to these artists. Like Drake's getting bras, that's
That's
different.
fine.
You know what I mean? That's in, norm. But I've been seeing like fans were throwing shoes and like hitting. Like Lotto got something thrown at her.
Yes. There was somebody who left with like a black eye because they threw a phone at her. They launched a phone and it hit her dead in her eye.
Why are you throwing things? Why are you throwing your personal things on stage? Number one.
Children even know not to throw things.
Right.
Like,
You're not getting it back. It's not getting signed. It's not getting touched.
yeah.
You're just losing your shit.
And bans forever. You will never come anywhere
Right.
near me.
From
Yeah,
it,
I
they
know.
ban you from a lot of like all the concerts and things like that too.
Right.
You get your picture taken and you're like the one that when you write hot checks and you're like the ones you can't go into like concerts and shit.
I've had people at bars that they had that where like they were just irate too much, whatever. So they would be like, these people are no longer allowed to
Cut
come
off
in the bar. They're cut off.
Yeah,
Or,
I've had that too.
yeah. So
And-
people can't hang their liquor.
Yep.
They can't.
I've had a lot of people come in and they were cut off prior to my working at the bar, and they're the new bartender working there, and all of a sudden they come in and they know you're new. They're like, "Can I get a this?" I can't. I don't know what to say. You feel bad, but they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "The previous experience, you are trashed. Like you can't come into the bar."
Me, I make it into I'd be like, you know what you did when you was here in the last
Right.
time, trying to get me fired. You know you can't get no drinks in here, like, you know, but.
You have to tip me a nice amount of the table for me to give you a little one or something. But no, I'm definitely I have been in those situations where security have come and said like, hey, do not serve this person. They shouldn't be in here. Like work their way out of here. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's the job of security. Why you let them in the first
it
place?
should be. But
they're-
for
but
women,
what if
it's
you don't-
different.
I-
Like,
where I
you know,
was-
we can change our hair. We can throw on a hat. So men, I think they're pretty observant about those clients or customers. But
Where I worked, there wasn't security. I was security, so it's like it was a local bar. So
That's the worst, I feel like, though. Like, in local settings, like, neighborhood kind of bars, like, that's where anybody rolls in. I feel like that's when you need it the most. Like, clubs and stuff, any bad stuff usually happens on, like, a dance floor in
you
clubs.
can't get there
Right.
quick enough.
And but like in dive bars, it's happening right at the bar. You know what I mean? Because that's where people are sitting, they're chilling, they're talking, they're hanging out. So I feel like dive bars are the ones that I need top flight security.
right. You know who else needs security?
Who?
Little Meech, you guys. Like, why? So, Country, did you hear about that? You know who Summer Walker is?
I do, but I didn't hear about this. So go
Okay,
ahead.
so Summer Walker and the dude from BMF, they were in a relationship.
Little big
And-
meat.
Little Big Meech, yeah. Little baby Army. They were in a relationship, and he goes to an apartment with some random lady.
Okay.
And her neighbor across the hall has a Ring doorbell.
And catches
she
him.
catches him walking inside. And
Okay.
his excuse was like, hey, I was helping my cousin with the groceries, and he has not one grocery bag.
He had like a plunger or something crazy.
A plunger?
It was like a plunger or like a toilet bowl cleaner
Yeah,
or something. It was like,
just
why
ridiculous.
do you unclog it? He was unclogging pipes.
Yeah, right. Or he was eating another kind of grocery. But but don't you think like the neighbor was wrong for that? And that's an invasion of privacy.
Hella wrong.
And she definitely should have got a mic thrown at her head.
Hella wrong.
But that's not. I mean, you think it was wrong because she turned the footage in?
Yes. Like
Mind
people
your
can't cheat in
business.
peace. Let me cheat in peace or do whatever in peace and not
And
be
at
on
the end of the
TMZ
day-
about it.
At the end of the day, you don't know what him and his girl pillow talk about or what kind of understanding they may have or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like, stay out of people's business. Unless you
Right.
personally know them, you know their situation, then but it's like, come on now. She sold that to TMZ
She sold
Right.
it.
in
Yes,
2.2 seconds.
Because
Like,
some people
She
don't
probably
mi-
got her apartment across from him for that reason.
no,
It was the girl's
apartment.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I clearly don't know the entire
Well,
the story
Meech
at all.
dumb anyway, because you should have got you a telly or something. And, like, you got a little money.
Right.
Why you going? But if this is
I'm like, it
cousin's
could be his
apartment
real
with
cousin.
groceries, then you know, guess it makes
Maybe.
sense. The memes have been funny as
They
hell.
have been
about it, though.
hilarious.
They've been tearing him up in the memes, like. And then Summer Walker didn't make it any better by her posting, like, I was trying to be a Jada waiter, or whatever.
That was so ridiculous.
Why you put that girl name in it? And you got how many baby daddies Summer Walker got?
Two.
And she ain't
3
learned her
kids.
lessons.
Yeah, I'm like Jada was like, I learned mine. I'm one and done.
One and done. and the daddy in the life. That's
Exactly.
a way different scenario.
Yeah, I'm not
there.
beefed out with my baby dad on the internet every other week, and his
yes.
baby mamas too. Like, no.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
that's a trip. Well, we do have bartender advice. Yeah,
Yeah.
Do we?
this week. Sorry, y'all.
Mm.
I do have to say this about some. I did see this.
What?
The Lizzo situation.
Oh shoot.
Tell me.
Well, she's like she's body shaming her dancers now. Did you read that?
I saw like a
and that they were doing
glimpse of it.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, you hired these dancers, you know who's on stage with you, and then all of a sudden now you're mad that they look a certain way.
Am I to believe that all of Lizzo's dancers are plus size?
Yeah, they are.
99.9% of them
and
are.
she's shaming them?
Allegedly.
Sorry.
Allegedly. Okay. Did she happen to like turn into a skinny woman overnight to where she felt brave enough to shame her dancers?
That's what I thought.
I mean, she came out with a whole show, I think it was like on Amazon, where she like found these dancers, and like those were the requirements, was for them to be, you know, plus size girls, bar dancers. So it's hard for me to like get behind this and really, you know what I mean? Like see what I feel about it, because I'm like, I won't put anything past anyone, especially someone I don't know. But it's like it just doesn't add up. Mm-hmm. And then I'm not saying the dancers are lying or whatever, but I do hear a lot of it is the captain of her dance team is what they're saying is doing XYZ and XYZ, and they're just tacking Lizzo's name on it because it's her production, which, yeah, you need to know what's going on under your roof and all that kind of stuff. You are going to be liable for that, but, like, say it the way it's supposed to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But regardless, let's just hope she ain't a Carly. What's the...
Carly Russell.
Carly Russell. Let's hope these dancers aren't a Carly Russell. But I did see that Lizzo got the same lawyer, Marty Singer. He represented Chris Brown. He represented Bill Cosby.
Oh.
He represented Johnny Depp. Like,
Lizzo might get off.
So maybe she did, and she knew where to go. Because she was getting the lawyer that, you know, so. But yeah, back to the bartender's advice question we have this week.
What do you have for
Who's
us?
talking to us?
So, Corey from LA asks, Hey, Corey. What has been some of your girls' experience serving celebrities?
I have personally come into a lot of celebrities. I used to work, one bar that I worked in was the Qantas First Class Lounge at LAX. So anybody who's on like Qantas or British Airways, we had their personal lounge. So it was a very intimate experience. And celebrities are everyday Joes. They come in, they tip or they don't tip. It's nothing really too exciting. I have formed great relationships with them as well. Some of them, you know, invite you to their shows or events that they have, which is a plus. So, you know.
Yeah, I feel the same way. The celebrities that I've come in contact with, they have always been great. Well, 95%. I would say that. And then they usually tip pretty well. How about you? Do you think yours tip well? Or are you're rolling your eyes?
Right.
I'm going to be, my experience, middle class people tip the best. Celebrities are probably the worst. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's almost as if a lot of them, they get a lot of like free clothes, free sponsorships, free this, that. I think that they're just in a whole nother realm. You know what I mean? Yeah, majority of celebrities I've served weren't my biggest tippers, for sure. Some of them tipped great, but maybe if we was like in a strip club, we'd have better, you know. Because I know they be 10 stacks on a stripper, so maybe bar isn't really like where they shine, where they're spending their money like that.
I guess it depends on what bar, too.
That, too. Like, I've done a couple clubs where it was like bottle service, and the bottle service girls would be like, oh yeah, they tip me this, tip me that, but it's not generally, I think, at the bar we really get that love in the club scenes from a celebrity, because they're not coming to the bar. And then in like more dive bar settings where I've served celebrities, it's usually more like your BC lister celebrities there, and yeah, I haven't really had great experience with them tipping me like that.
Okay. Well, private events, they always really tip really well when I'm at private events with celebrities.
Well, that's another ballgame. Yeah. Private events, when you're bartending their event, yeah, they tip, for sure. But in an actual setting, and maybe it's somebody else is paying the tab. Like, you know, maybe it's their assistant who is closing out the bills
Right.
and stuff and isn't tipping. So maybe that's
They should
been
be.
the reason why I'm not getting abundantly tipped by them. But
And you know, other countries, they don't believe in tipping. So I feel like our American guests always tip, but if they're from somewhere else, like they're getting paid enough to where tipping is not standard for them. So I understand that as well. So
Yeah, I do too. I get that.
yeah.
And when we go to other countries and we overly tip, they're like, what?
What is this?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, America, pay us more.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
We need more money. We can't live off these little paychecks that Uncle Sam dips in twice.
Gosh.
We get taxed too much on our checks. Too
Terrible.
much.
That's what the private sector is usually better.
Where it is.
It's usually it is. It is. 100% is, but
All right, you guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. As always, drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Stay safe.
Tip your bartenders.
see y'all next time.
Peace.
Raise your glass. Tip your bartender because it's the Shaken Confessions podcast.